Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another edition of Rolling with the Punches. Happy Easter, everybody that's out there listening to us. We thank you for tuning in. I know this is a busy day for the families, but we just thank you. We just want to touch base with you and basically just go over a couple things that we've seen this week as far as the past boxing events, what's coming up, some rumors. But today in the house, we have Robert Meza Sr. and Jr., also known as the Ram. This young man is up and coming. He's something to look out for. And we're going to talk to him about his future. We're going to talk about the gym. We're going to talk about some collaborations that's going on. And the name of the gym, though, is called Wildlife Boxing out of Temecula, California. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show, David Trujillo, David Contreras, and Robert Meza Sr. and Jr. Thank you for coming to Rolling with the Punches on this Easter beautiful day. Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Trujillo.
Yes, sir.
What's going on, man?
Well, I'll tell you what, I was very excited to be able to get these guys up and going. I just couldn't help myself anymore. I was going to kind of hold back a little while. Well, there was a few things that we had going, but it happened all on Friday. We were able to all meet together, and we all went up to Knockout Boxing, which was Cesar Garcia's the manager's gym, and Manny Robles' gym, and Big Surge, the cut man, was there, and the promotions were there. And so I just had to get him on as fast as I could, because we got to get this while it's hot. This young man is hot. He's ready. Looked amazing in the ring. He sparred, I think two different guys. Was that on Friday? Yeah, he put in some rounds, and I'll tell you what, poised professional, just unbelievable. Beautiful skills, natural instincts. And I admire this young man and his father. I love the father-son duo. So here's another reason why we put him on. That's
right. I'm excited to hear what's going on with him. So Contreras, what's going on over there at Fort Lauderdale?
You know what? First of all, happy Easter to everybody. Happy Resurrection Day. And once again, I want to commend you, Robert Sr., for all the work that you've done as a father, as a parent with your son. Your son is an up-and-coming future world champion, and I'll predict it, future world champion at 126. Maybe in about 2 or 3 years, he might go to 130. But 126 is a great place to be right now for 126. And one quick question that I have for Robert Jr. Dave Trujillo was telling me that you have fought on national television before, right? On ESPN, Showtime? Robert Jr.?
I've fought for an event. It was a Devin Haney Promotions card. It was a Showbox. I'm not sure that it was they gave me enough time for airtime, but it was a televised event. Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna have to look it up, and I'm gonna have to get on YouTube and start seeing a lot of your fights, because I mean everything that Dave's telling us about you. I mean, you're no doubt that you're a future champ in the making. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I've won the WBF belt in Mexico, the international belt. It was definitely a little taste for me. And I don't even like that belt. I want to get a bigger belt, something that's a lot more respectable. And I want to get after a few of them.
Yeah, that's great. Go ahead, Jaime.
So in that division right now, who do you see as the top dog in that division?
I think, Carl Frampton, he just retired. I think, was that 126 or 130? Was that 126? 130.
Yeah.
So, I liked Carl Frampton, but at 126, I think Navarrete is a big name. Yes. I think he's really good, very unorthodox, but he's bigger. He's big for the weight class, and he brings that uneasiness, but aggressiveness. But I think I've seen him fight a lot of times, and I think even with him, I think I would do very well. And I just think little things that I pick at. But Navarrete, I think he's probably the top of the weight class right now.
He just went up, right? He fought at 122. He was a world champion at 122. I think he's only had like 1 or 2 fights at 126. At
126,
and one was a championship. I think when Shakur Stevenson went up, I think he took that belt, if I remember correctly. Yeah, but right now that's a great division to be into. Great division, no doubt.
Yeah, I'm excited.
So
I'm
let me ask
excited
you a
for
quick
sure.
question. Growing up, who was your favorite fighter?
Oh man. I watched a whole lot of boxers and I can't really say one, but I'd say my mains were always Roy Jones Jr., Arturo Gotti, and maybe shit. I watched a lot of Mayweather. I mean, a lot of fighters are probably going to say Floyd. I'd have to say Floyd too. He's probably one of the greats of our generation.
Most definitely, yeah. And what about you, Robert Senior? Who was yours? Was it Chavez?
Well, Chavez is, in the
Oh,
Mexican
yeah.
culture was huge.
Mhm.
Yes.
And when I was growing up, my uncles, my dad, since I can remember, boxing's been a part of my life since I was a little kid. They've always sat me down. Old school parents and uncles, they would sit me down and watch these events. And who's on TV? Chavez,
Exactly.
Chavez. So
Yeah.
I would say Chavez was one of my biggest names that out there
Yeah.
that was,
Marquez,
yeah.
Marquez
Oh,
too.
Marquez, yeah.
Juan Manuel, he's
Oh yeah.
legend.
Yeah, a lot of guys up there, a lot of big names. The sport of boxing is it's I love the sport of boxing, and
Yeah.
it's a never ending learning. You always gotta be a student of the game.
Yeah.
And like I was telling Dave a couple of days ago, it's like once you think you know it all, just hang it up, because that's
Yeah.
when you stop learning. So you always gotta be a student of the game. So boxing.
That's true.
Very
Yes,
true.
sir.
They asked Einstein once, they asked him, why do you know so much? And his answer was, because I don't know anything. And I
That's
think
right.
if we have that same mentality, right, Dave? We have that same mentality. I don't know anything. You learn more and more and more. And the man was probably one of the brightest, most intelligent men in the world ever, but he didn't know. That was his answers. That's that's a great theory to live under. Yeah.
Yep.
Right on.
So what did you guys think about the fight last night? Did you guys watch Frampton and Herring? What was everybody's opinion on that?
I didn't get to see it live. I just saw highlights, but I'm not gonna lie, I was sad to see Frampton retire.
Yeah.
I think he's a great fighter. He's just a little undersized, He just stick
Yes.
around 126. But I think Jamal Herring, I've always liked Jamal Herring. He's good,
Yeah.
very good fighter.
Yeah, the guy's 5'10". He has a reach of 75 inches.
Mhm.
Frampton's 5'5", but he has a long reach. I mean, 68 inches, but still, I mean, I saw the fight once again. I didn't see it yesterday live because of the time schedule.
Mhm.
But yeah, I think it was a very good fight. I mean, if Frampton just would have been inside a little bit more, I think he would have caught him with a good body shot. But Herring had a great, I heard he had a great camp, number one, and he had a great plan for the fight. I mean, he just kept him with the jab and then kept coming up with the uppercuts, and that's how he won the fight. It was a great fight, outstanding fight. What
And
did
I
you
think
think,
that-
Jaime?
So do you think he can beat Shakur Stevenson or Oscar Valdez?
I don't know. You know what? I was thinking about that. I think I don't think he could beat Oscar Valdez. If Oscar Valdez fights how he fought Berchel, because Berchel's about 5'9", right? Five also. I don't think he could beat Valdez. Valdez was focused. I've never seen Oscar Valdez fight
That's
the way
right.
he fought. And I'll tell you, Chepe and Eddie Reynoso have done a great job with him. I don't think he could beat him, and I don't think he could beat Shakur Stevenson either. Shakur Stevenson, I don't see him having a knockout punch, but I see him another Floyd Mayweather. He hits hard, he's fast, and he's good with his feet. So I mean, that's my personal opinion. I don't think he could beat him, but I think there'll be some damn good fights, great fights.
I think Shakur would be a good fight with him. I think Oscar would be just a little bit too much.
Yeah.
Right now, I don't know, but I mean, that's hard to call, man.
Yeah, it is. It is.
But-
It'd be a good
But
fight.
you're right. Those would be great fights to see.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
I think Oscar's got to come with it, just like he did with Berchelt. If he comes anything less, then I think he has the opportunity for him to lose is right there.
Oh, absolutely.
exactly, yeah.
I tell you something though, the difference between all those fighters you guys are mentioning,
Mhm.
was it Jamel? Is it? What's his
Jamal.
name? Yeah,
Herring.
he's got the power out of
Yes.
all those guys.
Mhm.
So and he's got a good boxing IQ. So honestly, out of all those three fighters, I would lean towards that guy just because
Really?
the
Yeah.
size and the power. and he's not a bad fighter. He's got, you know, he's in his prime right now. So man,
And
I
you know
put my
what?
money on him.
And he's a former Marine. So the
That's
dude
right.
has a lot of heart, man. I mean, he did time, I guess. Well, he actually did a couple of tours in Iraq or Afghanistan. So my respect for him. Hey, my respect, 100%.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
He knows how to use that height, and he doesn't give up that height.
Yeah.
He kept the height the whole time, and of course the jab for the taller fighters is basic. It was textbook. You know, for a taller guy to hold the middle of the ring like that, and yeah, boy, he just picked Frampton apart. Unfortunately for Frampton, yeah.
Hey, Ram, so what style do you have? Do you have the Mayweather style? Do you have the Julio Cesar Chavez style? The Marquez style? Tell us about your style.
See, I've watched a lot of people, and the thing is, not to copy, but to like merge and you
Yes.
create your own. So,
Uh-huh.
I've always, I grew up like how he's saying, right? We a lot of family events, watching these big fights. Manny Pacquiao, you know, a lot of Mexican legends fighting.
Yeah.
So I have that, I have that real like, I don't know, that Ram style. I got like that get after it style. Like I want to fight, but then I know that I have to be smart too. So then I try to my best to intertwine it. But I like to be right in front of people. And then I also think I can box too. So there's the Mayweather maybe, but you know, I love the Julio Cesar, you know, go after the body type of things too, and just take it to people. You know, that's probably my style.
Sounds like the an early version, or a kind of like when Marco Antonio Barrera, when you know the first part. Well, actually, I would say more than the first half of his boxing career, he would come at you and just bang it out.
Right.
And then that, you know, towards the second part of his, you know, he changed it up a little bit and he started boxing more beautiful. But he was straight up. I mean, you know, he would bang it out. I mean, he had some serious fights early on, and then he changed it up a little bit. And I think a lot had to do because of the situation he had going on with his surgeries and stuff up in the head with the plate and all that. But that's good, man, that you know how to do both. That you can bang when you need to and box when you need to, because
I witnessed it. I saw him spar. We went up there and they were pros. They all got in there, and you know, just seasoned, already like a seasoned veteran, come out. You know, took his time in the first round. Then he started opening it up. He sat in the pocket when he had to sit in the pocket. Very rarely did I see you run around. You know, mainly just to set up shots or what have you for when you box. But in the pocket fighter, a lot of beautiful body shots.
I would say that if I would have to sum it all up, I would call him a boxer puncher, because you guys are saying, you know, and like he was saying at the beginning, he was a just come forward kind of fighter and just trying to take the guy out. There's nothing wrong with that, but in this sport again, in this sport of boxing, if you want to last in the sport, you got to use your head. It's not just about going forward and throwing punches. So he's starting to develop and he's starting to understand. And now that he's a little older, so he's putting it all together. And I would say now he's a boxer puncher because he's in there and he takes his time and he sets up his punches and he can see things now. Before it was just come forward, and now it's a whole different world. Now he's starting to understand the actual game. So it's big kudos to him. He's doing really well now, you know.
It was nice to see, very nice to see. Yes.
Yeah. And so it was.
They said use your head and save your head. So
right.
I mean, this is a long, you know, this is about your life. So that is a smart way of approaching your life. Is still taking care of your business, and then after boxing, you still got a whole life ahead of you. So you know, you got to take care of you, and I think that's the smartest thing that you could do is actually learn how to box. I mean, obviously, if you already started out coming forward and banging it out, then there's no doubt in my mind that you know you have what it takes. It's not about the heart. You have the heart, but now, you know, how long do you want to stay in this game? That's the next question you got to ask. And by you boxing and doing what you're doing, that clearly tells me that you know, you're here for the long haul. you want those straps around your waist, and you know what you need to do to take care of business and stay around the game long enough to do it. I just want to ask you real quick, going back to the Navarrete, you were talking about Navarrete. I know he's fighting on the 17th, I think, I know he has a fight coming up. Yeah, actually, it's on the 24th. He's fighting Christopher Diaz for a 12-rounder for his WBO title. What do you think about that fight?
You know, I'm not sure about, I don't know who Christopher Diaz is, but to me, I've never seen Christopher Diaz, but to me, it sounds like another Navarrete win, probably easy win. His fight before that though, when he fought Ruben Villa, that's one of my friends, and I respect Ruben a lot, and I thought Ruben was rooting for Ruben. Big fan of his. He's a good counter puncher, very quick, but it's crazy to see how Navarrete did with him. Navarrete obviously is a little weird, but that game gave me more respect towards Navarrete, just because of the things he's able to do. He's kind of weird, but he gets that job done, and like nothing. He stops people.
The awkwardness
Mhm.
it works to his advantage,
Yeah.
And speaking of Navarrete and Ruben Villa, right before that Navarrete fight, Thompson Promotion reached out to us. They offered us a fight with Ruben Villa, but at the time we turned it down because we had just came off a fight and he had a cut over his eyelid, so we couldn't take that fight, and so we had to turn it down. But that would have been a great matchup because Ruben Villa was part of his sparring camps, a few times.
When I was younger, yeah.
And he was a little younger, but we know all about him, so we know what kind of style he brings. So that would have been a great matchup, but we couldn't get that fight because we had a cut in our eyelid, so we had to pass that one up. But we're like right there. We're right there. It's just a matter of time. It's just like like right now we haven't fought in a little over a year, like 2 months or so.
Mhm.
But after we're gonna take a fight in Mexico just to kind of get our feet wet again, get back in the game, get back in the groove. Once that happens, then we come back to the States, and whatever comes our way, if it makes sense to us, then we take it. But we're right there. We're almost getting little by little getting that big chance.
Well, you know what, Ruben Villa, I mean, when you watch ESPN, I mean, they were really pumping him up. Ward and Bradley, I mean, they were, and not only them, also Mikey Garcia, Robert Garcia, the Garcia camp, they were really pumping him up also. So, I mean, we're going to fight Ruben Villa. You're absolutely right, Robert Senior. He's at that level, that cusp where he's getting ready to jump over to mainstream. That is awesome. That is great.
Yeah.
So when's your fight in Mexico, and when and where?
Well, I can answer that. It's going to be the first week of May. I don't have the exact date yet, but it's going to be the first week of May, and it's going to be in Tijuana at the Grand Hotel, and it's a casino there. It's a nice venue. So first week of May, we'll have that show, and then it's with Jorge Marron's promotion.
Oh, okay, perfect. Is it going to be televised on pay-per-view? Because right now a lot of these fights are being on fight night pay-per-view. Is your fight going to be televised?
I think they work with LA TV network, LA TV. So they probably a Facebook Live or something.
Yeah,
I think that's how they do it.
Okay, yeah. If you do us a favor, Dave, let us know so we can all watch it, and we'll start pushing it on our channel at the same time on our Facebook page. Yeah, get all our viewers.
Yeah,
that'd be great.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I would like to say one more thing because I would like people to know my son and his little bit of his story, and because I'm proud of it. I'm proud of him because he's come so far, and I just gotta say, Leo Santa Cruz, when he first fought Abner Mares the very first time, Leo Santa Cruz hired my son for 6 weeks in camp for a sparring partner. So that just goes to show you the respect level is there. They know what he's about. And then also he was hired through Oscar Valdez for about 3 weeks of camp for a sparring session as well. So, we're getting in with these guys. We're getting in. We know what the level is all about in that 126 category. So we're doing it little by little. So we're getting there,
How old were you, Robert Jr., when you started basically training to become a professional boxer? That's question number one. Question number two, did you always want to be a professional boxer, and why?
Well, I'm gonna answer question number 2 first, and
Okay.
and because that one's the easiest. When
Mhm.
I was in, I remember, I still remember to this day, one of my oldest memories was being in elementary school and filling out those pages saying, "What do you want to be when you grow up?" And I would write down world champion. So
Really? Awesome.
that's little, it's a little emotional for me, but for sure, that question's
Beautiful.
easy. That question's easy.
Mhm.
I've always, since I was a kid, wanted to be a boxer. Since I
Yeah.
started boxing, I always liked it, and that's the reason why I'm here today, and the
Mhm.
reason who I am. As a kid, I loved it. But for your first question, I guess my whole life I was trained to be professional. When I was,
Yeah.
when we knew we were doing amateurs, and I did at one point have goals to try to make the Olympics. That was I at one point I did really want to.
Mhm.
Um, it's just hard when I don't know. It's a combination of things. Maybe just preparation, or maybe just who you know, and just money. Sometimes it has to do with money. Going to these tournaments take money. You got to pay for
Yeah.
the flights. You got to pay
Mhm.
for your food when you get there. And so not all the time were we able to go. Another thing was my mom never let me go to these tournaments sometimes because I couldn't skip out on school. So my mom would not let me do some of these tournaments. So that also hindered me. But amateur boxing just wasn't made for me. And
Mhm.
when I turned 18, that's when I'm professional. So I guess that whole time I was just working up to be professional.
And it's funny you asked that question because he started actually boxing at the age of 8, and because he couldn't go to any gym around town because they wouldn't take anything under 8. So, but I took him to the first gym when he turned 8. Before I took him, I asked him, "Would you like to go learn how to box?" He says, "Yeah, let's go, Dad." And so I took him. And at the time, I loved the sport of boxing, but I didn't know anything about the sport. I didn't know how to train. So you could say that him together, we learned the sport of boxing,
Yeah.
and we just grew. We grew
Yeah.
together, and I'm just proud because
Mhm.
I've learned so much just with him, having him by my side, and him fighting teaches me how to train.
Yeah.
And so I got it together. We're climbing that ladder, and we're gonna be the duo one day where where we
No
make it.
doubt. No doubt.
I believe
Yes.
that.
Yeah.
Your relationship is just unbelievable. I watch you guys in your gym and our gym or wherever we're at, wherever we go, and it's unspoken. I mean, you guys just have that unspoken bond. A lot of parents, a lot of dads, and a lot of sons don't have that naturally that way. And you guys are 2 in 1, and that's what I
Yeah.
admire about you both. But what I admire about you both, first of all, Dad, I want to tell you I admire this about you, man, because you believed in your son and you've been by his side his whole life, and you have helped him get to this point where he's at, and you're going to help him get to the point of the championship and far beyond. You're going to be there the rest of his life. And for you, Ram, I just really, really admire the respect that you have towards your father. I mean, that just touches my heart. I see a lot of father and son duos, and I admire them. But you guys, I'm just glad you guys are here, and you're in my life as well. Other than boxing, just to see the father son relationship, it's a beautiful bond. It's a tight bond, and it's going all the way to the top, no matter what.
Thank you, Dave.
Thanks, Dave. Yeah, for
Definitely.
sure.
You're
And wasn't
welcome.
always like that. Hey, all the father son boxers out there, boxing coach duo. It's not easy growing up
Nope.
like that because you go home and there's coach dad the same, and you gotta listen to him, and then you go to
Yeah.
the gym and you gotta listen to him, and
Uh-huh.
then when you're sparring, we've had plenty of like we've had plenty of headbutts
Yeah.
along the way,
Sure.
but that's why.
But
Hey,
but but
don't for
as you
don't.
as you mature,
Yeah.
it just the bond
Yeah.
just gets tighter and tighter because you guys are there for that reason.
Don't
Yeah.
And
forget.
and
Don't forget to mention the nutritionist. Your mom. She's the one.
Yeah.
She's the one that cooks for you, right? Give
Yeah,
her
she
kudos
does.
too. You got coach and you got the nutritionist and mom at
Yeah.
home.
mom is the number one. His number one
Of
fan.
course.
You
Yeah. Of
know,
Oh
course.
yeah,
Yeah.
I tell you
beautiful.
something. She's a very
Yeah.
strong woman,
Yeah.
and I applaud her because she was always she's always been about school. That's why a
Yeah.
lot of these tournaments that we couldn't go to, was because of mom, but you can't, I can't knock her because education comes first,
Exactly.
you know,
Absolutely.
and so, and then even though she's his number one fan, it's hard to see her son in the ring.
Yeah.
You know, it's just that mom, you know, it's just that loving and caring human being, you know, that she has towards her son. So she doesn't want to see that, but she is his number one fan, you know. She's
Yeah. Most
Beautiful
definitely.
balance. Beautiful balance.
Yeah. Hey, Jaime, what do you think about next week's cards? We got Boots, Ennis versus Lipinets. That's going to be a great fight. And that they're fighting, I think they're fighting at 147. Yes, they're fighting at 147. Lipinets, former world champion. They're saying Ennis Boots is the next Virgil Ortiz. They're both,
Wow.
you know, 50-50 coming up together. I think this fight right here for Ennis Boots is going to be, number one, a challenge, but it's also going to be probably the best. This is probably the best fighter he's ever fought in his career because
Definitely.
Lipinets is strong and he has a lot of power,
yeah, he
power and
does.
ring master. Yes. Go ahead, Jaime.
No, this will definitely put him in that title fight. You know, people are going to want to see this guy. We've discussed it before. He's on our top 5, you know, of up and coming fighters. And I think the guy's a great fighter. It's going to be a good fight. And if he takes care of business, this will take him to a faster route to that top, to that belt. It's going to be a great fight. I can't wait to see that fight.
What's your prediction, gentlemen? Your predictions on this fight? That's going to be to me, it's 50-50. It could go either way. But Coach, what's your prediction?
I'm with you 50-50. It's a tough fight. Even though Lipinets is he's a strong contender, and he does hit hard. 50-50. Let's do it. I say 50-50.
That's going to be a great fight. What about you, Dave? What's your prediction?
I like Jorge Lipinets. You know, I mean, this guy, he is a banger. If it's going to be 50-50, I'm going to lean towards Lipinets because he's been there already.
Yeah.
You know, and he's coming back to reclaim or reclaim his name or whatever. Either way, yeah. So I just expect a really, really exciting, fast, hard hitting fight.
Yeah. What about you, Ram? What's your prediction on that fight?
I'm a big Lipinets.
147.
Yeah, I'm a big
Lipinets?
Lipinets fan. I like him. He knows what he's doing. You can tell when someone knows what they're doing right off the bat. You know what I mean? He's got experience and he hits. He wants to hit and he hits. He's smart, you know, in that way.
He's got a good corner too.
And he's got a
Yeah,
good
he
corner.
does. Yeah. Who's on his corner? The guy from Oxnard. What's his name?
Doesn't he have Ted Goosen?
Ted Goosen, yes.
Yeah.
Well, Goosen, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a good trainer.
Yeah.
Coach, yeah.
Yes, him. Yes. That's going to be good. The other big fight that's coming up, gentlemen, is Joe Smith Jr. You guys remember him? He fights at 175. This guy, he's I think during the day he works in the docks or something, and
He's a union member, right?
he's a union member. Yeah. But the guy, I mean, he's the one that knocked out, what's his name? Knocked him out of the ring. The alien.
Bernard Hopkins.
Remember when he
Yeah.
fought him against Hopkins?
Yeah.
He's the one that retired Hopkins.
Yes.
Yeah.
And this guy is an outstanding fighter, and he is. You could tell that he's a good person, and he's fighting. They say after this, then he's going to have a shot at Bivol, I think I pronounce his name, at the 2 world champions at 175. Yes,
Bivol.
they're saying
Yeah.
that he's going to have this is the eliminator to get there. And he's fighting some Russian gentleman by the name of Mykolaiv Vlasov or something. But that's
Vlasov,
another
yeah.
fight. I can't wait to see. Do you guys know anything about his opponent? Have you guys ever heard of him? No?
I've heard of him, but not know too much of him.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
that's another good fight. So next weekend, once again, a great weekend of boxing. I can't wait. It's gonna be awesome. And one last thing, gentlemen, before I forget, talking about father-son duel. Yesterday, I guess Jose Jose Benavides had not a press conference, but he actually spoke regarding Canelo's upcoming fight against Billy Joe Sanders. And what he's basically telling the media, he's preparing the media for that fight. I think it's on May 5th, right? Or May 8th, saying if Billy Joe Sanders, something happens, if he breaks his hand, if he gets hurt, he tests dirty, or something happens, give us 24-hour notice. My son, Junior, will be ready to go in and fight Canelo for the titles. What do you guys think about that?
Fight now, not later.
That's
Fight
right.
now,
Fight
not
now,
later.
not later.
Yep.
Yeah. I was telling,
I'm-
yeah, go
go
ahead.
ahead.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I said
Robert.
I'm a big fan of Benavides.
Me too.
I
Big
like
fan
his
too.
style.
Yeah.
He's got a long reach. He's very quick. He's very fast. He's got some hands and he's got power. I'm a big fan of him. But
Us too.
A lot of power.
against a Canelo, I don't see it.
Yeah.
But I know he would give him a good fight. But
Yeah.
I don't see him winning. Canelo is at the top of his game right now. That guy
Yeah.
is untouchable. He's a face of boxing for a reason. And the guy's doing it, man. He's doing his thing. I don't think he's touchable right now. I don't think Canelo's.
I think this whole the whole deal is, to be honest with you, it's good marketing on the Benavides
Yes.
camp. It's just basically saying that they're overlooking the Charlo fight and almost basically saying, hey, you know, I'm going to take you out. I'm looking at Canelo. At the end of the day, it's about money. And when that fight happens, he wins either way. He wins either way with a win or a loss or a tie or a draw, whatever. He wins either way. He's going to make the biggest purse. He's going to be a name in boxing to those who don't know him. He's going to be known. So regardless, after that fight, it's going to take him to another level. I just think he's just preparing himself. It's a good marketing. It makes us, it's getting us talking right now.
We're talking about it.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
that's my opinion. I think he's about 2-3 fights away from even thinking about getting in the ring with Canelo.
Yeah.
I think he needs to take care of business and see what he does against the Charlos. And I loved his last fight. I'm a big fan of his, but I think he got hit a little bit too much for me. You know, his face was pretty banged up, man. So somebody with a good punch will do some damage, or, you know, stop him with some cuts. So that's the only thing I was kind of worried about him.
But you know what? I hope he's not the spoiler. The reason why I'm actually looking forward to seeing Canelo beat Billy Joe Sanders. I'm looking forward because I don't like this individual. I mean, first of all, he's very disrespectful. I've always been a very respectful individual, and I know a lot of it's hype for the fights, but I want to see Canelo get that belt, and then in September I want to see him knock out Caleb Plant, and that's going to be another great fight. And then after he's unified the belts, then he fights Benavides either next December or January, and it's Estadio Azteca, Mexico City. And also on that card, we have the Ram fighting on that card. Can you imagine? 102,000 people watching that fight. 102,000 people.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Wonderful. Yeah. Well, Jaime, we went past our time. Anything else, Jaime, that you want to end it with?
I just want to thank everybody. And once again, today's an important day. It's Easter. To me, he has risen. And that's the biggest thing in my life right now. And I just thank you all for joining us, taking time. I need to get back to the tribe outside. And I really enjoy having everybody come aboard. I thank you. I can't wait to see this guy's next fight. You got another fan.
Definitely.
And please, 3 fans.
3 fans. That's right. Yeah.
But please help us by keeping in contact with us and letting us know what you know, your next fights, your promotions.
Yes.
And at the same time, we ask you to see if you can get the word out of Rolling with the Punches out to your fans. We're trying to grow this channel. We're fairly new, a few months into the game, but we've had some excellent people on the show. We've been around boxing for multiple of years, and we decided to collaborate and come together and do this show. We really enjoy it, especially when we talk to up and coming legend. I'm gonna call you a legend in the making. But I love it, man, because when we bring you back after you have that strap on your waist, then it makes us feel good that we knew it, that we know, just like you know. So together we're gonna grow. Together we're gonna, just come back to the show, man. We thank you. I thank you for coming and sharing a little bit of your wisdom with us and your future goals and thoughts. Like I said, it's a pleasure to see. I love seeing, and I know what you're talking about. I coached my son for many years, and I think we had more fights than he had, on the way home, in the morning and night. But you know what? That's called LOVE, brother. So
That's right.
at the end of the day, that's what we got. And I know, mom and dad are proud. We're proud. And I just hope to see you soon, man. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you guys for having us. It means a lot. And we'll definitely let you guys know about the May fight. Hopefully you guys can either make it or at least just watch and stay tuned. And I'll for sure start posting to make sure. I know Dave's going. I know he's going.
I was rolling with the punches.
Sure. Sorry, talking about rolling with the punches. I'm gonna make a post right now. Actually, I took a picture, so I'm gonna I'll post it right now. But thank you guys for having us and hearing a little bit about us.
Thank you guys for having us.
Thank you.
Thank
God
you.
bless you guys. Thank you.
God bless you.
Bye-bye.
All right, guys.